Hello and welcome to Vegas Nation, day number 1 of Raiders training camp practice. I'm Bryan Salmond. Now, Mac, a no-show, but the unquestioned leader, Derek Carr, was there playing with his new weapon, Jordy Nelson, the receiver who was let go by the Packers, even though in 2016 he had over 1,200 yards receiving. Green Bay's loss is Oakland's gain, if you ask the Silver and Black. They believe Nelson has plenty left in the tank. All right, so it's not just me. We have boots on the ground and will throughout training camp. Raiders beat writer Michael Gehlken and columnist Ed Graney, who have more on day numero uno. Guys.
Yeah, Brian, as you said, first day of training camp here in Napa, California at the Napa Marriott. Michael, it's the return of Jon Gruden, the new Jon Gruden. He was the old Jon Gruden, but now he's back to coach the Raiders. Didn't seem like much change. Derek Carr, other players talked about him. They said since he's known him, he's never changed. He was out here yelling, jumping around, very excited. What did you take from Jon Gruden's first day?
I think he was what he's been since he joined the Raiders, since last time he left the Raiders. Jon Gruden's very consistent. I think one thing that we've really seen from him is that, for better or worse, because I know he gets his critics for this, but he romanticizes the past in terms of what football should be, what it once was. The Raiders are going to host dozens of alumni this weekend. You know that's important to him. He teaches young Raiders, these rookies, history about the greats that played, Raiders greats that played at their positions before them, so they understand the company that they're keeping. He was asked after practice about the modern advances of technology, and he talked about how he doesn't believe all new technology is better technology. He likes his old remote that he had. He changed his remote. He liked his old one better. And so I think that with Gruden, he's just this constant. You know exactly what you're getting if you're a player each and every day. He's so consistent, so steady. The man really hasn't changed.
Absolutely. Last year we were here for first day of training camp. There was a holdout named Donald Penn, another holdout this year. A more important player, let's be honest, Khalil Mack, the great defensive player for the Raiders, is holding out. Contract negotiations continue to go on in terms of when he'll come in. So, Michael, another veteran stepped up today, maybe not to replace Khalil Mack, but certainly to be a leader until he gets in here, and that was Bruce Irvin.
Yeah, Bruce Irvin is so important to this Raiders defense. When this group is at its best, which it really hasn't been in quite some time, it's not just going to be the Khalil Mack show, because opposing offenses are going to find ways to scheme against them, double, triple teaming them. So when you have Bruce Irvin wreaking havoc the way he did to start training camp, or defensive linemen into the interior like Maurice Hurst, the 5th-round draft pick, that can do so much for this defense. So here on Friday, we saw Bruce Irvin, who's a defensive end now. He was outside linebacker last year. He's going to be rushing the passer more, still in coverage. On Friday, he has an interception, the flat off E.J. Manuel, returns it for a touchdown. Then shortly thereafter, he strips Marshawn Lynch from behind. Raiders defense recovers. 2 takeaways for a defense that had too few of those last season.
Absolutely. One of the kids he's going against in practice, as Donald Penn sits out with being on the PUP list and being injured, is Colton Miller, the tackle from UCLA, the rookie. And what a learning experience and what a great experience it is for Colton Miller to line up against Bruce Irvin every day.
No doubt. The first-round pick has really done everything the Raiders have asked of him, everything that they've wanted to see. He came in when he joined the Raiders, when he was drafted in April. He was a bit light. You saw him at the Combine, 309 pounds around then, shy of 310 for a guy with his size. So they put him in the weight room with Tom Shaw. When Colton was away from the Raiders facility during the summer break, he was working out with his trainer that he's worked out privately for years. And now you see him, he's north of 320 pounds. He's still athletic. He still can bend. Just that athleticism at left tackle could be why the Raiders may be ready when Donald Penn is healthy to possibly move on from him. We know no guarantees, but it is a storyline to watch if Colton Miller can hold his own.
Finally now, day 2 tomorrow, Saturday, we will not be at the Napa Marriott. The Raiders are bringing a lot of fans out, thousands we hear. It's something Jon Gruden likes to do. We heard about his party last week at Ricky's, the local Raiders watering hole, the famous one there. Tomorrow, Michael, will be somewhere else in Napa at a stadium, but that's another Jon Gruden thing, to bring thousands of fans in to watch this team.
Yeah, about 6,000 fans, season ticket holders. So here on Friday, when the Raiders open up training camp, a lot of family members, a lot of just people close to the organization. On Saturday, different type of family for Jon Gruden. His Raiders fans, we know how important they are to him. We'll see them in full force.
We'll have reports tomorrow, Saturday, from that stadium and day 2 of training camp. For Michael, Heidi, Chris, myself, Ed Graney, we'll talk to you tomorrow from Raiders training camp in Napa, California. Back to you, Brian.
All right, fellas, looking good out there. Thank you very much. Now, once again, we'll have thorough coverage of the Raiders training camp from Napa. And if you'd like to read it, check it out at reviewjournal.com. If you'd like to ingest it visually, check it out at Roku Television or on our Vegas Nation app. So with that, I'm Bryan Salmond, and thanks to Ed Graney and Michael Gehlken with our Vegas Nation training camp update. We'll see you next time.